Hello everybody, my name is Mateo Leon Rodriguez and welcome back to my Authortube channel. It has been a while since I last recorded a video, so let's talk about that. In the last couple of weeks leading up to the start of February, I was feeling pretty motivated. I had just talked about the new projects I had in mind, and Evelyn Black was going to be starting the writer games, which I was going to be participating in. With all these exciting things happening, I should have been thrilled to be writing. And I was excited for the first few weeks, but then suddenly my motivation just dwindled. I was not writing pretty much at all. I was doing a lot of doom scrolling, and of course, I was not recording any videos. And that pattern continued all the way up until the beginning of March. And that's kind of where everything is at now. I started writing more in March. It was mostly short stories, but up until this point, I have not written a lot in any of the projects. I am happy to announce that I am getting my motivation back, hence why I'm making this video. And despite the fact that I did not accomplish any of my New Year's resolutions, really, I am hoping that I can get back into a pattern of writing and making videos at least once a week. With all that out of the way, let's talk about where I am with Project Monarch Medallion, and I'll talk about the results of the Choose My Next Project video. Currently, I am writing the first few chapters of Draft 2 of Project Monarch Medallion. I have not reached the call to action yet, but I'm getting close. In Draft 1 of Project Monarch Medallion, there was not a lot of dialogue or interactions between a lot of the characters, which I felt needed to be improved on in Draft 2. So that's what I've been doing. I've been adding upon the conversations that who I did have in the original and making sure that there are more character moments, if you will. As much as it's taking me a while to actually get through it all, I'm glad I'm doing it because at the end of the day, I really like writing characters. Now let's talk about who won the vote in my Choose My Next Project video. And let me just say thank you to everyone that participated. I really appreciate the input you gave and the fact that you really had to choose which one is your favorite. Because from what I saw, you guys enjoyed all of them, but I made you guys choose one. But here's the thing. The vote actually ended up being a tie. Which, yes, means that I am going to be writing 2 other projects besides Project Monarch Medallion. And similarly to Project Monarch Medallion, in which I have this notebook to write in videos, and this is basically my project notebook, the other 2 projects also have a notebook. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Mateo, what were the projects that won? Random Citizen, hey, good to see you. Now, the 2 projects that won were Project Space Pets and Project Isolation. For those of you that don't remember, let me give you a quick summary on what those projects are. Project Space Pets is a sci-fi romance following Tobias, a space pet shop owner, and Jane, a hardworking student at the Planetary School of Sciences. Project Isolation is a dystopian novel. It follows Subject 0521, otherwise known as Fern, as he goes on trying to lead a normal life under a glass dome filled with toxic gas. Little does he know that this is not normal, and the outside world is perfectly fine. That is, until an outsider comes in and reveals the truth. Now, Fern is on a quest to reveal the secrets to everyone and go to other places that are similar to his and tell them the truth too. I explain it better both in the shorts that I made and in the actual Choose My Project video if you want to go check that out. Now, I got this notebook from Barnes & Noble, so that's where I went again to look for the notebooks for these projects. They did have a few options, and I'll leave a clip of that here. While I did not find notebooks for both projects, I did pick this one up for project isolation. So as you can see, this notebook is a green notebook with, a nature landscape. And the reason I felt that this fit project isolation was because, for one, fern is based on, a fern tree. So I thought that fit. But secondly, when he finally gets out of the toxic gas, I expect him to go out into nature for a little bit. So yeah, I thought this would be a perfect fit for project isolation. Also, nature can be isolating, so there's that. Now, finding a notebook for Project Space Pets was a bit more tricky. I was looking in that section for a while, looking for the perfect notebook for Project Space Pets. But after, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or something, I couldn't find anything. I even looked back at all of them and was like, oh, is there one hidden? There's nothing there. Defeated, I walked to a different section to go look at all the fantasy novels that there were in Barnes & Noble and everything. And that is when I stumbled upon a different table with more notebooks. And that's where I found this one. So as you can see, this notebook is a sun surrounded by a bunch of stars, which is perfect for a sci-fi story. But, I also think it's just a pretty cover. So, yeah, I'm excited to write in this when I'm writing in Project Space Pets. So, plans moving forward, I'm going to alternate between making videos on Project Monarch Medallion, Project Space Pets, and Project Isolation. Preferably, I think I'm going to start with some of the new projects, just so I can kind of get back into the writing while I stew over things in Project Monarch Medallion. Before that, though, I am going to be finishing the One Thing Challenge, so look forward to seeing that video as soon as I can record it. With all that being said, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. This is Mateo Leon Rodriguez, Authortube extraordinaire. Thank you for watching my video. You could write another one there.